Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. What's up, y'all? It's the one and only Mojo Disco here, coming to you with another video update. So today's video is going to be all about how to become a makeup artist. Now, I'm a professional makeup artist. I've been in the industry for about 8 years now, and it is one I never thought I would be a part of. Growing up, playing in makeup wasn't really my thing, but I've always been an artist, so I paint. I paint, not that way. I paint portraits and, landscape and fine art, as well as graphic design and stuff like that. I've just always been an artist. Okay, quick story time. My cousin Bianca, God rest her soul, may she rest in peace. She used to be a makeup artist at MAC Cosmetics. Y'all know MAC, right? So I used to go to her for the hookup, and she would hook me up with new products and all stuff like that. And, she was the one to really convince me to get into makeup seriously. She always said I had the personality and the, persona to teach and educate. And at first I was like, okay, yeah, girl, no. Run my discount and let me just do what I gotta do. It was because of her that I started. And after that, advice put into my head, I started to take the craft seriously. And there was a lot of error before there was triumph. The biggest advice I could give anyone who wants to become a makeup artist is to always be a student. Always be willing and able to learn more about the industry, about the artistry, about the craft. Because learning new stuff never hurts anyone. And I think sometimes in the makeup industry, there's this snobbery around makeup. I'm not one to say, because it's a lot of women together and women can be catty and ya. No, I don't think it's that. I just think it's that snobbery comes from a very elite way of looking. A lot of makeup people back in the day started through retail. So that's the MAC Cosmetics and stuff of that nature. So they had to be competitive. And in my honest opinion, MAC never really favored customer service over product launch. And y'all know I'm not lying. So for me, it was just finding a way to incorporate new artistry into my already vibrant personality and just make money off of it. Because at the end of the day, I'm about my cheddar, my chips, my cheese, dinero. I need my chip and my dip. Please believe it. So we're going to start with my Laneige Glowy Makeup Serum. This is my holy grail product. It may look small, but it packs such a great punch. The effect, it comes in a dropper, and I just apply it everywhere. I like to put under my base because it makes my skin look fresh and luminous, and it really helps my makeup to last throughout the day as well. And you can never go wrong with a serum, darling. Trust me. So now that I've applied that, I'm going to go in with my color correction. I'm going to be using my Maybelline Matte Ink. So just a little, not too much, because it goes a long way. Blend her out. And I suggest color correcting before foundation and concealers and stuff. This should be a part of your base. You want to have the base to work with. So you want to make sure your base is as flawless and as nice as you desire it to be. So that includes moisturizing, addressing texture problems. And a makeup artist, you need to know how to work with different skin types. You can have oily, combination, normal, all of these things. And right now, what the orange does in this Globe Charter, it cancels out the dark tones and 5 o'clock shadows and all those trans aggressions. Okay, because that's what they are. They're transphobic AF. Make sure you set her good, because if you don't set her good, she's more likely to bleed into your foundation. You don't want that. I'm also going to set more oily parts of my face. I'm definitely combination oily. I lean more towards oily, so my skincare regimen focuses on addressing that. All my life I've been told I have nice eyebrows, but I never understood that, and I never really got into that. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. So if you ever go through that struggle, just know you are not alone. Mo is here with you. Don't mind my singing, child. Get into the beauty. So I'm going to use a regular brow pencil. So I typically don't do brow pencils. I use powder or shadow. But for my soft glam looks, I like the brow to be sharp and crisp. So I'm going to use a pencil. Now, so I told you guys how I got into makeup. Now, the business. Again, I think it is more easier than ever before to become a makeup artist. When I started out, I started in the middle 2000s, so around 2011, 12. And the industry has changed so much just in that short time. When I started, Instagram was like just starting, and it was very like it wasn't considered professional to be doing makeup on Instagram. Like it was considered to be like it was frowned upon. And many people won't say it because now they need to use it to profit. But Mo was there, and I can tell you firsthand that it was not professional to be an Instagram makeup artist. You know, it was just like a Kiki set. So for those who don't know what Kiki means, Kiki is just like for fun. These brands, they start seeing the numbers and the impact and the reach that online makeup artistry, you know, got. And they needed to get a piece. Because at the end of the day, all these makeup brands, they're about their money. So don't believe anything else but that. Start with that, and then you can believe whatever you want to believe. But they're about their money. I've always been a like social media girl. Like I used to design MySpace layouts. Am I showing my age? What changed it was that, like I said, the influence really had an influence. And after that, it couldn't be denied. So industry tip, well, my pro tip, use the bottom of your pencil to smudge and bring in that color. Never go towards, never fill in all the way to the beginning of the brow. You want to blend that out. Naturally, I'm going to set that with a powder. So I'm going to use my Juvia's Place Warrior 2 palette, the epitome of soft glam. It's this dark shade here. My palette's busted because she works, okay? If you see a queen and you don't see no pants in her makeup, that means she's not working. I work. As a makeup artist, that's another piece of advice I would love to give y'all. Shop and make sure you get the most bang from your buck. You have to learn how to build a kit. Okay, when I say build a kit, I mean your makeup kit. Now, if you just want to be a makeup enthusiast or a makeup social media presence, get whatever the hell you want. But as an artist, you have to shop smart. So me, now, again, we're living in better times because when I started this, palettes weren't really a thing unless you were going to pro stores. And even then, you would have to buy singular eyeshadows and a palette. Like, I don't even have a palette to show you guys, but you would have to buy an empty palette and then fill them up with whatever product you wanted to. Like, yeah, pro palettes used to be so annoying. And then they came out with the Z palette. Y'all remember the Z palette? Oh my God. You had to depot, and people used to have depotting parties. Depotting is literally taking out the single shadows and stuff. This palette, to depot it means to take out each individual shadow here and put it in a one unit. So I can combine it with other shadows. And it usually used to be like lighter and whatever have you than carrying all those several different shadows. Because before, once upon a time, you had to buy shadows individually. Oh yes. And it was expensive. Like one MAC eyeshadow used to be like $18 just for one shadow. Now you can get kits for like $20, $30. So times are changing and kits are accessible to the general public. So which is a great thing. Build up your kit, definitely for sure. And we're going to keep talking. I'm going to show you ways that you can build up your kit. Number one is shop smart, of course, like I said. Number two, definitely shop for what your niche is. Know what kind of makeup you want to do and perfect and shop along those lines. The greatest advice I can give to anyone who's doing that is try not to shop with you in mind. Shop with your clientele in mind. Now, I have a nasty habit of buying the same thing from different brands and different products, but it's essentially the same thing because I love my look. So as a makeup artist, I also had to start shopping for me versus shopping for my kit. They're two different things. I generally gear towards the same things, but for my kit, I usually buy stuff that I wouldn't wear personally. That's another great tip. So you want to get products, again, bang for your buck. This P. Louise tube, all I need is this much. I know you guys can see it, but that little thing up there. All I need is that much for 2 eyes. and just going to shape under the brow. And I love this product also because it covers those pesky hairs that try to rain on your parade. This is the shade 03. Not too sure if I said it, but you know, this is how you get that nice shape in the brow for sure. And really take your time with this base, because once it's on, darling, she is on. And don't worry if your brows are not matching per se. Brows are sisters, not twin sisters, just regular sisters at different points in their journey. And once you understand that, you'll be more at peace with doing your brows. At the end, you'll see at the end, it really don't even matter. Truly, it don't even matter. Just make sure they're presentable. I do not line the top of my brow with P. Louise base. However, I will go in with the foundation I'm going to use. And again, I see a lot of people do crazy amounts of, well, they use so much product to line and stuff. But it's like, what's the point if I have to do all of that? What's the sense? Like, you're wasting product. That's another tip. Know how to use your products effectively, so you're not overusing your products. And then every 2 weeks you have to go every 2 weeks you have to go and buy the product again, you know. So I'm using a foundation shade because it makes it more seamless in the look. You don't want to shape with something that's lighter, because then you get Super Saiyan brows, and we don't want that. I'm doing a soft glam look, so I'm not going to be using too many vibrant colors. I'm going to be using neutral colors, or colors that work with my skin. Skin tones. I'm happy to say that we're living in times now where there is abundance of skin tone options for us, as well as undertone options. When I started this industry, it was really just MAC who had makeup for black people. Let's be honest about it. You know, you had pro brands, but MAC was like the only commercial brand that had makeup for colored skin with warm undertones. We're living in times where not only are you getting the shade range, but you're getting the undertone range, which is very good. Now me, I learned through MAC, like I said. MAC, you're getting a lot of plugs in this video. Cut the check. I learned through MAC, so my introduction to undertones was with warm and cool. So I'm a person who has warm undertones, but I can read cool in person sometimes to the untrained eye. This product right here is the Holy Grail product. This is the MAC Pro Conceal Palette. They have about 3 or 4 options for this. This is the dark. Yes, I believe this is dark. Now, again, you're going to see some pan because she works, okay? And this is a product I constantly have to restock on or re-up on. In this shade range, right? Because I'm teaching you how to be a makeup artist. In this shade range, we have 2 different sides. We have the cool side here, and we have the warm side here. Now, what that means is to the untrained eye, you probably can't even tell them apart. And I understand. It's a thing that you just have to practice. But luckily, we have things like this product to teach us along our journey. So warm undertones are corrected with orange. So those dark parts are corrected. You see I use an orange color corrector so you can't see, well, you can still see it on my face. You won't be able to see those dark tones through my foundation. So if you ever wear foundation and you find like it's like dark in places and you really can't tell why, it's because you're not correcting them you're not correcting your skin under that foundation. So the orange cancels out the dark tones. It's kind of like hair. If you do hair, you understand color theory, because that's what it is, color theory. Yes, that's the word. Yellow tones usually correct or emphasize or fix cooler skin. So you would use this as a corrector, the yellow, as opposed to the orange. The cool tone, see, so right here. To the untrained eye, you can barely see it. And you probably would think that was my color, but it's not. So I'll go in with the warmer one of the same value. Now that I done put those 2 together, can you see the difference? Which one would you think I am? Warm. See, my body is tricky because I have lighter-ish skin. So to the untrained eye, you would think I'm this. But what happens is when you use that light tone on me, my face starts to look cakey. But when you use that warm tone, it really brings out the warm undertones that I actually have. That's the cool tone. That's the warm tone. Now, which shade do you think I could contour with? This one. The warm tone, because it's going to pick up the warm tones in my skin. This one, I couldn't really contour with it unless I wanted to do... I mean, I could see, as a makeup artist now, I could play with any tone and know how to fluctuate it because I have a variety of products to fix undertones. I could play with this, and you might even think that this is my foundation, but it's not. It's the wrong undertone. And the wrong undertone is what gives you a cakey look, a ghostly look, or an orange look. And that's not things we want in our makeup artistry. Now I'm going to take the rest of that P. Louise base that I used. I'm going to apply it on my lid. With my finger, just blend her out. Taking my time. Now I already have lashes on because I just wore lashes today. I wasn't taking them off to reapply for y'all. It's not that deep for me. I'm just going to work around them, which is no problem at all. Learn how to do stuff both ways. Learn how to do eyeshadow with lashes before lashes. Learn how to do eyeshadow after lashes. Be versatile in your artistry. I'm going to go in with my shadowing now. Again, going back to that Warrior 2 palette. I'm going to use the shade Kufuru. And with a light crease brush, just going to get that crease color in. Now, brushes have come an extremely long way. Brushes at one point were just like very, very, very expensive because they weren't, if you weren't a pro artist, you couldn't buy brush kits or sets. You would have to buy like individual brushes. And if you look back on old YouTube videos, you'll see like they use specialized like MAC brushes and stuff like that. That's all that was really available to us. But with the developments of things like Amazon and, you know, Walmart and stuff, you could buy like a whole brush set like it's nobody business now. My advice when buying brushes is learning to master each brush. So I believe you should have a basic set of brushes that you should learn how to master before you move on to any other brushes. I'm going to link below in the comments the brush set I would recommend just for personal use to learn to practice your hand for like a major brush kit. This is a brush that I use every day. It's my personal favorite. And guess what? I got it off of Amazon and it's under $20. And with that, I got about like maybe 8 or 9 brushes. And they're good quality and they're easy to work with, and you can learn how to really use these brushes. Once you feel and see how brushes are shaped, like this is more of a dome shape, but it's fluffy, so it works great for a fluffier area, which is my crease. And these are things you have to learn and continue to learn and research. Different brushes do different things. Different brushes do the same things. You know, it's all about how you use it and learning how to use it. I'm going to take that out a little bit past the brow. Creating that shape to really, you know, get in there for this eye soft glam look. When I do soft glam eyes, I like matte eyes because to me that just screams soft glam. So I'm going to use the same palette again, and I'm going to use the shade Yodit mixed with Zazz. It's the whiter shade. So Yodit and Zazz. And with a flat brush, just going to pat that in. And it won't seem like anything, but what it's doing is mattifying that area and making that crease color a little bit more seamless. Now I'm going to use my P. Louise again to cut that crease, honey. What we're seeing now, or what I'm seeing now in the evolution of makeup, is that a lot of drag techniques are popular, especially amongst the Instagram community. A lot of people, you know, feel ways about it or anything. And a lot of people aspire or think that that's the only level or that's the level of makeup that you should want to obtain to. But that's not necessarily the case. You know, what you'll see is, because I've worked with celebrities as well, what you'll see is that those drag or very extreme makeup looks you see on these girls on social medias, you will not see those looks at red carpet events, unless it's like a Love and Hip Hop or something like that. No shade to that brand. Hey, Mona Scott Young. But generally, like A-list celebs and stuff like that, they don't do all of that. It's a drag technique. So once upon a time, that was considered to be like too much makeup. There's ways to get different colors on your eye without cutting your crease. However, for this soft glam look, I'm cutting this crease, honey, because I want it to be sharp. And if you don't know how to find your cut crease line, what you can do is apply whatever product you're using as your base and just look up and your line will be there after. Show you where that cut crease should go. And take your time with it because this shape has to be on point. If the crease shape is not on point, it will definitely show once you try to apply your shadows. And then blend, blend, blend. Now I don't take that base, this P. Louise base, all the way to the edge. I just get it enough on the lid to create that nice crease. So you see here it's about there. Here it's about there. Use that finger to blend inward to just so it's more seamless, you know. What I like about the P. Louise base too is like if I wanted to, I could just wear this base by itself because it dries down matte, which a lot of products don't do. They stay oily and greasy. I'm going to work my eyeshadow from the outside in, and I'm going to use the shade Rosana. It's the dark shade I use for my brow. And again, multi-purpose. The same color I'm using for my brow, I can use for my soft glam eye. This Warrior 2 palette is my Essential Soft Glam palette because it has every color you could possibly need. Now this is a more fluffier brush. I'm using this darker color to apply like depth. It's not to like apply blackness. It's just to apply depth. Fluffy means more loose. Flat means more direct shadow. But this is fluffier and this is flatter. You can see the difference. Fluffy, flat. So I'm going to use this one to apply the lid color. I'm going to apply Yoded right on top of that dark color because we want it to be seamless, baby, seamless. I'm going to take that about another quarter in on the eyelid because we want the transition to be smooth. You're going to go in with Cana, which is like this completely beige color on the inner part. Now, as a makeup artist, you need to learn how to work with eyes. You can always use your finger to blend as well. So as you can see, it's a seamless blend of color. Don't be afraid to get messy in your makeup. As long as you have a process to clean up afterwards. So my trick to blending eyeshadow good is to start your last color you use, you go back and you go over things that you did. You don't want to take it into the black, but you want to go over that brown. Use your finger. The warmth of your finger would definitely help move the shadow. This eye is not done just because I cut the crease. And I'm going to mix now. I use Kafuru for the crease. And I'm going to mix it with a little Zama, orange. Orange does what, people? Neutralize. So it's going to help neutralize that. So it doesn't just look like, and I have hooded eyelids. Another makeup tip, know what kind of eyelids you're working with or what you have. I have to exaggerate my crease. My actual lid will be here, but my cut crease goes here because when I open my eye, that's what touches. I'm going to take this color and bring it up into the brow part now. So I can see. And this is what makes the eye sultry. Okay? And then we have eyeshadow. Wasn't that hard, right? I know. Y'all be exaggerating. Okay, so now I'm going to use my Super Beauty liner in the shade Grease. Next makeup tip. As a makeup artist, know different formulas. So you can know how to work with everything. There's different type of eyeliners. So there's gels, there's pencils, there's creams. This is water activated by Suva. So I get a little water in this pot. It's almost like a face paint. I love this as my liner because it just the blackest thing I own. And a little goes an extremely long way. So I'm gonna close my eye. Now this is the hard part. I'm not gonna lie to y'all because my lashes is already on. I will highly recommend if you're doing liner to do your liner before your lash so you can really just blend seamlessly. But if not, learn how to do it without it. Don't be afraid to educate yourself. Ooh, trust the process and all that good jazz. Now I'm going to tell you, it took me about 13 years to do a good wing line and learn how to do it. But what rushed the process was doing it constantly. Practice makes perfect. You can't expect to be a great makeup artist overnight. It's unrealistic. You have to practice this craft. Just like any other craft, you must practice. Again, y'all, I'm new to doing this YouTube stuff, so be kind to me to the best of your ability. So to wrap this up, eyes. Learn the different products to use, whether it's a brow pencil, brow powder, any kind of brow shaping product. Bases. Learn about your bases. We have a great option of bases now that you can buy. I highly recommend P. Louise base. Shadow placement. So remember, your outer edges are your dark. You can go a little lighter as you go towards the center of the center of the eye and the inner of the eye, okay? Learn to work with your eye shape. Some people don't have hooded eyes like me, so you can literally see where their crease is going to go. If not, learn techniques to work with any kind of eye shape. Every eye shape is different. Every brow is different. So learn how to do a mix of both. And you can only do that by practicing. So now we're ready for foundation. For today's foundation, I'm going to be using the Lip Bar Fast Face System, mainly 2 shades. So my base foundation shade is 4.03. So what I like about this is that the brush is built in. Shout out to the Lip Bar. The brush is built in so you can just pump, you see, and apply. So I'm going to start. Now the Lip Bar's products may read lighter at first. And this was my only issue with buying it. And I actually bought a shade that was too dark at first. But as you blend it blends in with that skin. So it has skin matching technology. Now this is a foundation that has red undertones. So it's in my family, like I taught y'all. And you are able to just really go to town with this foundation. The brush is sturdy enough. If you're a quick makeup girl and you just want to get in and out, I highly recommend their system. I believe it's $100. You don't need to buy the whole system if you don't want to, but that system will last you. If you're a makeup girl that's not really, concentrated on doing makeup heavy, it will definitely last you. Second pump, just around areas. So foundations is like, to me, the most important part of my makeup artistry because my focus as a makeup artist is skin. So everybody has different ministries in their makeup, but for me and mine, the focus is skin because I feel like that's one thing that would never go out of style is skin. And especially coming from a bridal background, a lot of brides just want their skin to look perfect, like perfection. Even if they don't care too much about eyeshadow and stuff like that, everyone wants flawless skin. So skin is always my go-to, always. Alright, so now I'm going to use the second shade, which is 3.03, to use for my highlight tone. Dot, 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 dot. And I'm going to take this up to that eye area. I'm going to use this to clean up any errors I made. So I always say, like, concealer, full coverage concealer is your best friend because I always recommend when shopping for makeup in your kit, go with items that are more full coverage versus sheer because with a full coverage you can always work it down instead of As opposed to a sheer coverage, you have to cake it on to get a more desired effect. So I always like products that have a more medium to full coverage because you can work with them and it's cost efficient. You know, if you have to apply multiple layers of makeup, you're wasting product to achieve a look where one little three little dots of a more full coverage product, you can get the job done. Now, what you like personally, that's none of my business. But for your kit, think along those lines. Although it's a medium to full coverage, it still looks like skin. It gives you that effect of skin, like, especially in person. My God. When I wear this in person, people just think I have the greatest skincare routine this side of the Mason-Dixon line. And I'm like, yeah, girl, you know, I've been working on my skin since the 90s. Girl, it's just fast face. I'm also going to go in with my sponge to just blend a little bit more seamlessly. And this product does dry down as well, but it doesn't dry down matte. It just dries down like I would consider it to be a normal dry down. I'm going to go in with my cream blush from Fenty Cosmetics. This is the shade 06 Chocolate. This is a new product. I tried it out already to see what it was working with. And at first, I'm not going to lie to you, I was scared as hell. But the end result was beautiful. Okay, so I love it now. Holy grail, holy grail, holy grail. It doesn't quite compare to my Danessa Myricks bronzer. Y'all might see it in my last video. If not, I'll link it right here. But it does a job. You know, it does a job. And it also comes with a nice mirror so you can see what you're doing in the process. Now for me, when it comes to skin, so we know foundation, right? We know concealers or products. The thing that you need to know is that different products not only do different things, but they're for different reasons. So this is marketed as a bronzer, but I'm using it today as a contour. So learning how to use different products for different ways, in different ways, is your greatest asset as a makeup artist. You might not always have something. It's been times I've been to shoots or bookings, and I forgot that one product at home, and I just slapped myself in the face so much. Like, girl, how could you do that to yourself? You're a dummy. But then I realized I have 2 more products in my kit that can function in the way that that one product could. So me overpacking and leaving wasn't actually a bad thing overall. So we gotta thank the lucky stars for that. The only thing that you cannot leave ever is your brushes. And trust me, I've learned that, and I had to run out and buy new brushes on the set. You don't want to do that because that's just waste of money. So we're gonna go in with this product. I'm gonna go lightly because a little goes an extremely long way. I'm going to carve out these cheeks. Now you can either use this product with your hands or a brush. I prefer a brush because I feel like it just goes in so nicely. You see? It's so natural with a brush. I feel like a hand could be a little heavier sometimes. Now this shade Chocolate has a little bit of coolness to it, which is going to give more of a shadowy effect. So that's why I'm using it today as a contour. But it's so natural looking. I don't own a cream product that is as natural as this, but it still gets the job done. And for my face shape, I like to do a 3. So that's round here, come back down here. Then we're going to tighten up that jaw. So another makeup tip, learning how to manipulate faces with makeup. So learn about contouring, learn about highlighting. Contouring takes away. So this quarantine second chin I now have, I have to fade her into a deeper universe because I don't want her in this look. So I'm using contour, which is darker, to take her away. Lighter areas, you add more of a highlight or your concealer, you know, to bring forward. So that's under the eye area, under your cheeks, your upper lip. You want that upper lip to look pouty. And I'm bringing, which is important, I'm bringing this bronzer into this eye, right? Specifically into my brows, because I want it to look seamless. So being that I took it up to that brow, you can see down to that nose, it makes the brows actually look more natural in the overall effect of things. Miss Mo won't lie to y'all. Miss Mo will not lie to y'all. So as you can see, the beauty is coming through. The beauty is coming through, and I'm so excited. I'm doing this process with y'all. I'm educating. And are you guys having fun? If you're liking this video so far, please subscribe to my channel. Miss Mojo is in your face with this beautiful face. In your space with all the taste. And I'm rhyming for reasons I don't understand why, but it felt good. So I did it. Like, comment, and subscribe. We're doing a soft glam look, so you want it to be soft. You don't want to really go too heavy with it. You want it to look soft and clean and pretty. That's what you want from your soft glam. Now, I'm going to go in and set all of this with my black opal powder in the shade medium. My OG brand. I'm going to apply the powder to my hand like so. This is a loose powder. It's about 5 shades, and my shade is medium. So when doing loose powders or setting powders, usually more established brands, they will have like 5 powders. You want to get the powder shade that's closest to your skin tone. So obviously I'm not this color, but it's the closest to my skin tone. And being that it's a translucent powder, it's going to bake everything in a way that's natural still. Soak that up with my powder puff, and I'm going to go and just lightly apply this powder. Don't need that much because this foundation does so great on its own. But makeup tip, powder is the original Photoshop, you guys. I always say it, it's the original Photoshop, but you have to know how to use powders correctly and which powders work for your skin type and skin tone. Okay, so now you can see by me powdering, my skin looks flawless. Here, as we are right here, it's a little bit more dewy, but right here it's just clean and flawless. I'm going to use my Black Radiance Loose Setting Powder in the shade Banana to set that under eye area and also work as my bake. Again, that goes back to the principle of knowing how to use products and different products for different reasons and seasons, and all that jazz. So this is a little bit more lighter. Reason being, like I told you guys, you want lighter means it's coming out. And you want to get the illusion of a fuller cheek. That's why we use a lighter shade. Generally the area under your eye and above your lip is lighter. It's the lightest part of your face. And the area on the outer, your forehead, cheekbones, and under your chin are darker. That's just the anatomy of our face. That's why we are 3D people. Okay, so again, you use your makeup to reflect that. I went in with lighter colors in the middle, darker colors on the edge. Recede, bring out. Recede, bring out. I hope that makes sense. You see I cut that nose, right? I love my nose nice and cut. This thing caught. Now while I'm baking, I do several things. I do my under eye, and I also start applying that bronzer shade. For my bronzer shade, I'm going to be using my James Charles palette. It is the orangey-esque color to apply warmth to my face. Lightly. And yes, this is an eyeshadow product, but I'm using it as blush. Now, at the beginning of my artistry, I hated blush. I felt like blush was anti-black, and I didn't use it for clients nor on myself. And that's because at that time, it really was. There wasn't products out there that complemented our skin tones. They were too pink and ashy. So when I would see people with blushes, it would just look like, why would you do that? Like, why? That was a choice. That was a choice. But now that we have more products that are accessible for us, I definitely utilize blush, and I wouldn't be a femme queen without blush, period. Another makeup artist tip, use brushes that are the same size of the area you're trying to attack. If I'm going to a tighter space under my eye, I wouldn't use a big brush because I would never get that nice fine detail I want under the eye. If I was going to a bigger space, which is my lid, I wouldn't use a tight small brush because I'll be adding so much shadow and doing so much work. It just doesn't make sense. So use a brush that matches the area you're about to transform. I'm going to use that Kafuru color. I'm going to go under that eye with this Kafuru color and bring it up to that area of where the wing lives. What baking actually does is, yes, it applies the powder product, but it also catches eyeshadow fallout. So if you're a girl who suffers from eyeshadow fallout, but eyeshadow fallout mainly is due to eyeshadow product versus the brushes you use. So if you're using a good quality brush like this with a good quality shadow, fallout is not really a big issue. Whenever I'm using a black shadow on the bottom, I must have something there just to be safe, because I don't care what brand it is, any kind of black is very risky when doing shadow at the bottom. Now I'm going to go with my Fenty Fly Liner in the shade Cause I'm Black. This is the best, I believe, like cream eyeliner on the market. My clients love it because people, you know, sometimes you do your underline for your liner and you get some clients, it feels like we're going through the birthing process with them. I'm like, you can do it. Breathe. Blow. Breathe. And yeah, so but this, I find that it's easier and it doesn't feel like you're being stabbed and jammed in that eye. And on my waterline, just start applying this product. Now this is a fresh one. I keep this product fresh because I use her every day for me. Keep your kit separate from your client's kit so your kit will last longer. Applying that liner. And what I also like about this liner is it's waterproof. So if you're like someone who literally cries every 2 minutes like me, not crying because I'm sad, I just I laugh very hard. I have a strong black woman laugh. So when I cackle, the water comes. Easy once you learn this process. When you practice, you get familiar, and you understand the routine of your face. Easy. The cake is ready, y'all. The cake is ready. And I'll bring that all up in here. And I go over the nose as well because I don't want my nose to seem too contoured, if that makes sense. So I use that baking powder to go over the nose as well. So yeah, that's the powder. As you can see, smooth. Photoshop skin. And that's the power of powders. Okay? So now, if I wasn't satisfied, and I'm not really, I can go a little bit more of that blush color and just apply her generously around. Just to add that warmth back. Ooh, 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 ooh. Y'all feeling her? She a cute set? Yeah. There's two types of ways to do your highlighter. You can do your highlighter before your spraying of setting spray or after. Now, if you put on highlighter beforehand, it'll be a more natural effect. But if you do it after a spraying of the face, a showering of the face, it'll be more dramatic. So I want a more dramatic highlight. So I'm going to apply my highlight after I set my face. So to set my face, I'm going to be using my Ofra makeup fixer. While this dries down, I'm going to use a cream highlight. I'm going to use the Milani Strobe Light to tap. Now this is a cream product. If you have textured skin, cream products at this stage are your best friend because it doesn't amplify the texture as a loose powder highlighter would. You can also use something like this to paint under the skin. Like if you wanted to add that highlight under the skin as well. Your fingers are really good for this as well, as it just takes in that product. This is a nice golden shade. That's why I really love it so much. I'm applying this cream liquid-y highlighter first because what it's going to do is going to smooth out the texture in those areas. You can see that. Isn't it gorgeous? It's gorgeous. So now I'm going to be using my Danessa Myricks loose highlighter and light highlighter in the shade Attraction. Now if you don't know who Danessa Myricks is, Danessa Myricks has the best highlighters in the business. There's no conversation to be had after that. So Danessa Myricks Beauty, black owned makeup brand, beautiful woman. Love you, girl. Points of the skin. Look at that glow. Look at that glow. Like, y'all not really seeing Danessa in her glows. I'm sorry. Like, I love y'all brands. Y'all real cute sets. But nobody is seeing Danessa Myricks glow. She, in my opinion, is the OG of glow. And her highlighters come in a variety of shades and forms. So, like, you can't beat that. Like, that's highlighting. What? Huh? Baby. If I was to go tonight, please put Danessa Myricks on my face in my casket, because I need God to be prepared for the glory that's about to ascend to the higher plane. Makeup tip. When choosing highlighters and stuff, try to get items that's going to last you. So get items that are, one, universal, know the type of skin tones you're working with, and get items that's going to last you. This loose highlighter will last you for years to come, because a little goes extremely long way. You want to get products that a little goes a long way, because that helps your kit overall. And as a makeup artist, you want to save money doing what you do and make money, saving money, stacking money, getting dough, your chips, dinero, your chips, and your dip, like I said. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to move on to the lip. As a makeup artist, I highly recommend you have a lip kit versus several different lipsticks. You don't want to carry around the luggage of 12, 13 lipsticks, because that can just, make your kit very disorderly and clunky, and you don't want to do that. So I highly recommend a lip kit. There's different mini kits out there that are now available to the general public. One of my favorites that I use in my kit is the Anastasia Beverly Hills. Oh, can't see with the light. Yeah, it's an Anastasia Beverly Hills kit. This kit to me is just so essential, and what it has a combination of nude shades, as you can see, but it also has your white to lighten shades, your black if you wanted to darken shades. These can also be worn individually, and your red, yellow, and blue, which are primary colors. So you can mix these colors within all of these shades here to amplify and create a new color. It has like a deep plumish color that's just very cute to me. So I'm going to be doing my lip with the Maybelline Lip Ink Superstay Matte Ink in the shade Protector. This is going to be my artificial lip liner, if you will. So I'm using this dark shade to go on the outer of my lips. Oh, made a little mess. That's okay. I'll show you how to clean up lips as well. Just smack. Just reapplying. This is the best brown you could buy with your money. And y'all know how I feel about these lip inks. They say 24 hours, I say 48. They last forever. So if you're dealing like with a bridal set and, emotional kind of moments, this is great if people are giving kisses, because it's transfer proof. Now I'm going to use the shade Driver as the inner color to get a nice ombre effect. Now while smacking, it doesn't blend the most perfectly, so you use a brush to further blend. Nice ombre. I go in with a pencil-like brush, and I go back into this Warrior 2 palette, back into my Kafuru shade, and I line again with that shadow. Not only does it set the lip, it just adds more definition to what we're doing. See? Isn't that a pretty ombre, y'all? Come on. Come on. Like, you can't beat that. That's the same brush I used to carve my brow out at the top with that foundation shade. I'm going to use to line the lips. So the same way you can carve out your brow, you can carve out your lip, beloved. You want products with what? Multi-use. Don't forget that. Even on the top if you make a boo-boo. And again, we use our foundation shade so it's seamless. Now we don't want Super Saiyan lips. I say Super Saiyan a lot, right? Dragon Ball Z, cut the check. Hashtag, that's going to be my new channel. Hashtag, cut the check. I don't do free promo. So I'm going to use my NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Magnolia. Sorry, Madeline. To get a little bit more gloss. Because I don't really like matte lips like that. Alright, you cool cats and kittens. This is my soft glam look. Are y'all liking it? Yes. So, makeup advice. You want to be a makeup artist. My number one advice is know why you want to be a makeup artist. Don't let the reason why you want to be a makeup artist is because you see everyone else doing it. Know why you want to be a makeup artist. Is it because you want to make money, which is an honest reason to be a makeup artist, or you want to express artistry, you want to inspire? Find that reason to do it, because if you don't have that reason and purpose behind it, it will be very annoying and you won't commit to it like you should. Learn about your undertones, learn about your products, learn about brushes, learn about everything that's going on in makeup, and always choose to be a student. Don't ever stop learning. Also, if you're interested in booking clients, start posting your work out there. Now more than ever, imagery and connections and stuff is more accessible. So post your work, start on yourself, practice on yourself. Once you feel comfortable enough on yourself and you feel like you've kind of mastered, which you're not truly mastered because life happens, you want to keep learning, but once you feel comfortable on your own face, start asking your friends, hey, can I paint you? Or hey, do you mind if I try this out on you? And make it a feedback thing. Get feedback on your looks. If no one's giving you feedback about things, how would you know to improve? So definitely do that. Also, know what the market is in your area. Now, the prices I would charge in New York City, where I'm from, would not necessarily be the prices you would charge in maybe more Midwestern state like Kansas City, Missouri. It's different places and different spaces. So know what the going rate is for in your city. Join makeup groups. Facebook has plenty of makeup groups that are positive. Some are negative. Stay away from the negative ones. Be in groups that are positive and motivational. If you're a black person doing makeup, learn undertones. I can't repeat that enough. But also learn how to perfect skin for black folk. Align with brands that are black owned and learn them, support them, because we all got to circulate that dollar. Buy smart. Buy two different ways. Buy for yourself and buy for your kit. Have two different families. Buy a kit that you can travel with. I'll link the one I use now. I use a regular suitcase, but to me, I just like the look of walking like I have money. When it's really just makeup. So if anyone ever tried to rob me, stupid. It was just makeup. You look dumb. Wash your brushes. I'll link an excellent brush cleaner below. Get brush washing and drying systems to speed up the process of cleaning your brushes, which are a lifesaver. When I started, you literally had to clean every brush and dry every brush overnight. So things are happening. Makeup is developing. Life is changing. Be open to that change. Be a student of this industry. And always, 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 you are your brand. You are your biggest representative. Be kind to people. Treat people how you want to be treated. If people are commenting negative things and you're under your pictures or posts, hit them with positivity and watch how they fold. Keep that mindset. Don't be a makeup snob. You will be the next whoever you want to be, only if you know it's you at the core of that. Do not try to be like the people you see. Do not become a brand whore. Oh my God, that's a great one. Do not become a brand whore and think, oh, I only have to use MAC, or I only have to use Estee Lauder, or I only have to use Urban Decay, or I only have to use, whatever it is. Do not become a makeup brand whore unless you are sponsored to do so. And even then, so still expand your options. Mix and match. Go high end and mix with low end. So if you can do beauty supply glosses and stuff like that. You don't need to shell out money on stuff like that. That's accessible. But you also can splurge a little bit. Me, I only splurge on myself. I don't really splurge on my kit because it doesn't make sense. I use products that work and get the job done and are universal within its process. You want to become a makeup artist? You want to do this? Do it. The world will be so much better with more beautiful faces in it. So I highly, highly, highly suggest you rewatch this video if you missed a tip, and just keep learning, y'all. Keep learning. Don't be afraid. Build your community. Follow other people on YouTube that you aspire to be, but don't want to be, because you don't want to be them. You just aspire to learn from them. That's a better way to say it. Have fun. Have fun with it. Do your research. Learn why we have the things we have. Learn who are the people who invented different techniques. Learn the difference between drag makeup, bridal makeup, stage makeup, club makeup, reality TV makeup. Learn different ways to do different things and just keep learning. So my name is Miss Mojo. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you got something from this. And again, if you want to be a makeup artist, be a makeup artist. If you want to go to school for it, go to school for it. But a lot of the greats didn't go to school. No shade. Just be sanitary. Learn your sanitary processes. Clean, clean, clean. And all the stuff you can research now, really, truly. So if you want to go to school, kudos to you. I recommend it, but a lot of beauty schools do not advocate or teach black beauty. No shade. So you'll probably learn more from a YouTube than you would a beauty school in regards to doing makeup on black clients. That's another different video. We'll talk about systematic racism in the beauty industry. That's another day. Get into